Lucius, roll me a deception check, if you would, please.
Certainly, sir. You're looking at a 14.
A 14.
Sir.
I didn't need all of these guys, because there's not that many in there.
Rickard, when has that ever stopped you? Let's be honest.
This green one is Stonkmeyer. These yellow ones are the 3 cultists. I don't know what this pink one is. We can get rid of that. Oh, this must have been one of the golems from when you broke in illegally.
His front door was unlocked.
Lucius,
No, it wasn't. But...
the control panel that you know Stonkmeyer can use to hit the panic button is this square here.
Okay.
You slide in under the little crawl space underneath where the telescope is, and he can reach a variety, including the kind of exploded panel of the tower where he tapped like buttons kind of shaped like batches of stones to knock stones out of the wall of the tower earlier. So once we get rolling, if Stonkmeyer gets to that square, he can hit the panic button. With that knowledge and with your 14, you can place 2 of these NPCs on whatever square you want in this room, and that's where they will start on their count on initiative.
Okay.
So how long do I think it's going to take me to acid up through this wall ceiling?
How are we applying the acid?
Alex is floating on the floor. He has pretty much like 5 or 6 vials of acid floating in front of him, and he's just going to start shoving them up. Like how long in advance do I need to start that to be ready to go at the same time?
How much damage can you do with a vial of acid?
It's 2d4, isn't it?
I think it's 2d6.
Well, let's figure that out first.
Yep. 2d6.
2d6. Bear with me 1 second. Hit roll is not going to be required because you don't really care where this acid is landing. You're just wanting it to impact the floor above you.
Yep.
You're going to do 80 hit points worth of damage in order to make a hole sizable enough. And after you've done half of that, you're thinking that's the point beyond which people upstairs will be able to notice what's happening.
I might not actually have enough acid.
21 pounds isn't enough. I'm thinking that they typically give a door, like a heavy wooden door, like 40 or 50 HP, and you've got to go up through a stone floor.
Yeah, statistically, I'm only going to do 73.5 points of damage with all of this acid.
Yeah, it seems... My math says that statistically each one will do, what, 6 points? Maybe 7 points of damage, and then you need 13 vials of acid. 14 vials of acid.
I thought we had 21 vials.
You're right. I forgot that I was doing 1d6 each for some idiotic reason. You're right, I have enough.
So you can, if you want, before we roll initiative on this, you can start, roll acid vial damage until the vial that would go over that 40. 40 being half of the floor's hit points. Beyond that, you've done enough damage to the floor that somebody upstairs is going to notice and start investigating. That would be the point where we would roll initiative. So this way, I would give you guys the ability to pull the trigger whenever you want.
And I order Scrappy to throw vials too. See, acid isn't magical, so I can't throw 2.
Usually no, but because you can just kind of put the acid in midair and then
it's just kind of floating there, and I'm just pushing it up. Yeah.
Yeah, this is work Scrappy could do.
All right. So
So how many vials do you need to deal 40 points of damage? That's the first question.
hold on. I need a scrap pad real quick.
That would be half of 13.3.
This is such a dumb question.
This is this
asked.
halved? Is the stone resistant to acid damage?
No.
Okay. So that's 11 on the first vial.
But next time Stonkmeyer builds a rocket tower, you bet it will be. He will have learned his lesson.
8 is 19.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Four is 21. Or 8 is 29. 4.
So, Lucius, where are you going to position these NPCs?
Let's say there and there.
And you said it was 80?
It's 80 total, but after you've done 40, any
Yeah.
damage you do past that, they're going to be able to notice.
Give me 1 second. So that's 10 from me and 8 from Scrappy, another 18. All right, so I just did it after 8, 10. I've done 56 between me and Scrappy through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, through 8 vials.
Okay. Lucius, where are you going to be positioned in this room when it's go time?
I'm going to be near the control panel. Going to be close to the control panel.
Is this NPC Alpaca Macadamia Nuts or not?
Yes, that's Alpaca Macadamia Nuts.
Okay, then we're going to put one of them here next to you and the other one over here next to Stonkmeyer.
Gus, would you like a gift of alacrity?
Yes, because I have a plan.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and, before that last file, let's start precasting some spells because
Yep, go
they're not going to be very good.
do your prep down here in this room and put yourself on
Yep.
whatever square you're going to start the initiative count in. Gus, as soon as somebody starts squeezing through the hole going upstairs, they're going to be able to notice.
I haven't
Right.
rolled initiative yet.
Are we going to start like on an initiative on whoever tries to go squeeze in through first?
I'm going to leave that up to you guys. You guys have the element of surprise here. You tell me when we're going to pull the trigger.
All right.
Let's see if I can cast an aid on everybody down here. I do. All right, so everyone gets 8 max HP except for Lucius. Lucius, remember, you have a cloak that gives you +1 to AC and +1 to all saving throws. I'm going to go ahead and cast... got an aid. Let's go ahead and cast a warding bond on Gus.
Okay. I have taken my armor off because I can't wear it during
Sure.
the
Yeah.
fight.
The warding bond fizzles anyway.
So my armor is in your bag of holding.
Connor, you also cannot squeeze up through this hole with your armor on.
Do I want a second warding bond shot?
Oh. Okay.
Can I carry my shield?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I don't have armor.
I'm
Apologies.
gonna flash of genius that one. That's a warding bond between me and Gus. Gus, you get +1 to AC, and I believe saving throws. Let me double check. Yep. And finally, I'm gonna try and cast a haste on myself.
Throw more acid.
It's another flash of genius, and I got it.
Okay.
All right.
So my thought is I could attempt banishment on Stonkminer. I'm wondering what's going to happen to him once the minute is up.
Oh, he'll reappear back in the rocket.
Okay.
Something magical bullshit.
Yeah, it's the same reason you don't reappear where the planet was a minute ago.
Ah. That's funny.
Magic ignores orbital mechanics.
Right, okay.
Oh shit! I'll just feather fall us down.
Sounds like Fey bullshit.
Alright.
Technically infernal bullshit if Lucius is casting banishment.
It's true.
All right, we roll initiative. Want to do this?
Oh, I already rolled. My initiative's terrible. I assumed we were already pretty much lining up on initiative. I'm at 4 actually.
Did you cast that spell on me for the initiative?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
All right, and Gus, remember, if you take too much damage, I die. So be careful.
Oh no, that's only a 1 initiative roll.
You know, if we're all slow, it's fine.
All right.
So this initiative is accurate. So here's what's happened. At this point, you are halfway burned up through the ceiling. You've got, what, like 34 damage left to go before you've burned a complete hole in the roof?
Yeah, 34. Yep, exactly.
Gus, you have removed 2 stones and part of the banister from this section of the staircase. That means you can climb up and squeeze through the hole on the opposite side of the wall of ice.
Ping that one more time. I didn't see.
This square here.
Okay, gotcha. So I can basically appear like, what, right here on this map?
Yeah, that looks about right.
Okay.
Up to here.
All right.
Doing that will alert anybody on the other side of the door upstairs, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a quiet thing, and we're opening up on Gus's initiative. You're starting off the festivities.
All right. So it's Gus. Then, I'm going to whisper to Connor that Connor, I'm making a beeline for Stonkmeyer. No, nothing else matters. Shock and awe.
Okay.
And I'm going to squeeze through and...
So there's an iron door here, and it's closed.
Oh, I thought...
There's a door in between the staircase and the... Currently closed.
So they can't see that we're here?
Well, nobody can see anything, so you haven't opened the door yet.
All right. 5. So I'm going to open the door.
All right, and...
I thought we were on initiative down here.
You are. Everybody's on initiative.
Oh, okay. All right.
And,
So I've got...
Opening the door, when you see Lucius and one of the cultists standing on one end of the room, looking over to your right, across the dais, you see another cultist standing on the other side of the room. You don't see Stonkmeyer and the final cultist from your position.
Okay. Step here. So how much did did it take 10 feet of movement to squeeze through here?
Yes, it did.
So that would put me 15, 20, 25. And I can see Stonkmeyer from here, right?
Yes, he and the other cultists are kind of looking back over their shoulder, flabbergasted at the intrusion.
2.
Count this square as difficult terrain. You either have to climb up over the telescope or crawl underneath it.
All right, then we'll do this. I can get here with my regular movements. And I'm going to firebolt Stonkmeyer.
Okay. Make a spellcasting ability check.
Okay.
DC
That's
20.
a nope.
Okay.
That's a nope. But I'm going to pull this dagger out that I have, and do like the only dagger I have. Sometimes you need to cut things, right? And I'm going to throw it at him with my bonus action.
Fair enough.
And that is a 19 on die plus 9, so 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
And he takes... I forget. Can you add your strength modifier to a thrown weapon?
Only if it's not finesse. Right?
No, it's a dexterity to a thrown weapon.
Right. So that's 1 point of damage.
Okay. And moving or staying put?
I'm going to action surge.
Mm-hmm.
And say hello to Stonkmeyer. And I'm going to do I just hit him or do I cast a spell? think.
Should probably try casting a spell. That's real easy right now.
Right, I'm just gonna hit him.
Sure. With what?
My hammer. Does
Your
a 10 hit?
I thought your hammer got thrown out of a window.
I got it back. I had summoned it.
10 does not hit.
Okay. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, it does. He is not happy to be going through this again.
Right. He takes 6 plus 11 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. That's going to bring us to Connor.
That's me. All right. So it's 10 to get up here.
It's 10 to squeeze through the hole. Yep.
Yeah, and it puts me right here.
Yep.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot Stonkmeyer.
You can't see Stonkmeyer from that position.
I can't see Stonkmeyer from that position.
You can see
Oh,
Gus
no.
and you can see this cultist, but Stonkmeyer is too short. Remember, there's a dais in the center of the room. You could get an angle on him if you climbed up on top of the dais.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
from there.
Thank you.
So do I get an angle on him now? Sorry,
Yeah.
it's all right.
That works.
I'm gonna
for
shoot
me.
him. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna bonus action Slayer Spray first
Okay.
because I'm gonna slay him.
Is that
slay him?
is that a magical effect?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it doesn't say.
Usually, if it doesn't say, the answer is no.
All right. So does a let's see. What are you doing? There we go. All right. So does a 21 hit?
Yes, sir.
21 does hit. All right. 4. Seven piercing. Because that's my. I did this every time. Sorry, 13 piercing.
Okay.
And second arrow. It's a 13 hit.
13 does not hit.
Okay. Don't like rolling ones.
Connor,
Yeah.
roll damage anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. 14.
So you fire an arrow at Stonkmeyer, and it's a difficult angle because you've got this telescope in the way, and one of the cultists is standing there, and Gus is coming down with the hammer. But the first arrow you put directly into Stonkmeyer's chest, and the second one he stoops down, perhaps from the pain of the first, and the arrow impacts the window behind him, and you hear it crack. Moving or staying put?
This is fine.
This is fine.
Fine. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Stonkmeyer is surprised. That's going to bring us to Alex and Scrappy.
All right, with haste and scrappy, I can lob 4 vials of acid.
Okay.
So that puts the floor at 4 hit points.
At 4 hit points left. All right.
Yep.
Moving or staying put?
I'll float up until I'm 5 feet away from the floor since I'm ready to bust through next turn. I'm going to Kool-Aid Man it. The Kool-Aid is acid.
I wish that wasn't a verb. Okay, the cultists are surprised. It's going to bring us to Lucius.
Yeah, okay. Cracking Lucius sees that window crack and he gets a really bad feeling in the pit of his stomach, and he attempts to cast a spell.
Okay.
Is the spell mending?
No, the spell is not mending. The spell is banishment. I need Stonkminer to make a charisma saving throw.
Nine.
He is banished for 1 minute until my spell ends.
Blip. He vanishes. Gus,
Yep.
from your position, now that there's not a gnome standing next to you squealing about how he's been shot with an arrow, you can hear the faint hissing sound emanating from the window where this arrow has impacted it. And it must be made of something much stronger than typical glass. Otherwise, Connor would have put an arrow directly through that window. But the hissing is not encouraging. Lucius, moving or staying put?
I'm gonna stay put.
It's going to bring us back to Gus.
Gus is going to demand the surrender of the 3 cultists.
How so?
I'm going to shake my hammer at them and say, unless you want some of this, lay down on the ground and put your hands behind your head.
Make a strength intimidation check.
Let's see. That is an 18.
Sorry, an 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, all 3 of them lay down on the ground and put their hands behind their heads.
What they don't know is Gus would never have done that.
Gus, moving or staying put?
I'm going to stay right here.
Is anybody going to do anything violent for the next minute?
I've got a few things I need to do.
Sure. We can go ahead and come off initiative until Stonkmeyer returns, I think.
Lucius calls out for Alexander. We cracked the window.
Yep. Alex throws the last vial of acid, and then Scrappy floats up through the window, floats over here, kind of bounces off of it, and then the vents on his back open and release a alchemical fluid, which causes the window to start sealing itself.
So when you burn the last of the hole, like a big pile of books just floats down into the room. Indicate on this dais where this damage was done. So somewhere along the outer ring of this dais.
It's right here, because this is directly above where I am.
Okay.
Or one of these 2 squares, whichever one I needed to go through.
There's a hole.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, Scrappy floats up through the hole, and the repair fixes 8 damage on the window.
Okay.
Call that the door repair charge.
No, we're not.
Alex floats up through the window and says, everybody get out of here. Everyone else go. Because he's going to fireball you if you're still here when he comes back.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess we should usher everybody downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, go. Because this is going to get violent. We don't want you to get caught in the crossfires.
So you send the cultists down to the 2nd floor?
Should we tie them up?
No, they're not going to fight.
There's
Have
plenty
you
of
talked to any of these people? Plus, we only have a minute. Hey, Lucius, that's a minute, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you drop it after about 30 seconds so I can have some haste left?
Yeah.
Lucius, I will let you indicate where we come back on the initiative order then, since you're the one holding the spell.
Can we all just
Let's
hold
see.
actions to murk him?
Well, that's why I'm
Let's
going to
say-
simplify it. I'm just going to let Lucius pick whose turn we come back on.
We're coming back on Alexander's turn.
Okay. So go ahead and position yourself where you're going to be when Lucius drops the spell, and we'll come back with Alexander.
I am on the ceiling, worth noting.
Sure.
All right, Connor is too scared to shoot again.
Oh, that's...
Actually, how
That's
high
valid.
is the ceiling?
This is a nice big dome ceiling where the lower 2
So
floors about
if
20
I'm
feet, you
directly
probably got
above
30.
him, can I shoot down without hitting the window?
As long as it's not going to ricochet into the window.
Yeah.
Should be okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to float directly above him then.
Actually, hold on. We've got some time, right?
You got
We
30
have
seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. I'm going to ask for a rope, tie the rope to Alexander and myself, and then his chair. So that, like, if we get sucked out into the Contra arrow shell, he won't.
Well, a rope has 2 ends, so you're tying one end of the rope to Alexander and one end to you?
Sure.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah.
And Lucius drops the spell. And Stockmeyer comes back, arrowed and confused, and we're coming in on Alexander's turn.
So that hits armor classes of 28, 21, and 18.
All 3 are hits.
All right.
Oh,
So first one is getting extra bit of force damage from the bullet explodes, and it explodes.
Songmire's about to have a really bad day.
All right, so the first bullet deals plus 28 magical piercing
And
plus
that's
7
it.
force.
His head explodes with the first shot. So as soon as Stockmeyer comes back, you take aim, fire down. Didn't you do this to my last villain too? Like just one-shot him completely.
Yeah,
out
that's
of
kind of
existence?
Alex's thing.
So- And I mean, yeah, the trauma to his head. I mean, he doesn't even realize he's back on the prime material plane before you just take off the back of his skull, and he falls over forward. And his blood starts leaking up into the room. And
Okay.
he moves no more.
All right, Alexander. Now we have to figure out how to get this thing back on the ground.
There's some diagrams over here, you said, right? Gus goes over here. I'm going to watch the other people, and he jumps down.
Okay.
And we have
Gus.
access. So we can...
Yep.
They are not in this room. You hear them moving down the stairs to the bottom floor.
Oh, I'm chasing them.
Chasing them down?
Yep.
It becomes apparent that at this point in the game, they are just going to fling themselves from the tower. And what are you going to do about it?
They're going to fling themselves from the tower?
It's a suicide cult, and you just killed their leader. So
Well,
they have this contingency in place.
I'm going to try to stop them.
Technically,
Yeah.
their contingency was to hit the panic button, but this is the next best thing. You can grapple 2 of them if you make successful grapple checks.
Which one was? Oh gosh, the one that the lady that tried to.
You mean alpaca macadamia nuts?
Yeah, alpaca, and then just I want her, and then just whoever's closest to her.
Okay, go ahead and make 2 grapple checks.
Okay. I've only got 2 arms. Sorry, a mysterious third person.
Wait, are you still tied to me? Am I dangling behind you like a balloon?
Just bouncing down the stairs.
I would have untied it if we came off initiative.
If you'd have taken the time to untie it, you wouldn't have caught these people before they got out the front door.
Okay, then Alex is behind me. I forgot I had a rope. So yeah. Well, it's 50 feet of rope.
Okay.
That is a 17 plus 9, so that's 26
Okay.
for the first one, and that's Miss Alpaca. And the second one is also a 26.
Okay. So you managed to grab the 2 of them, one in each arm, and the third one, the half-elf male, you don't get him in time, and he just launches himself out the door, and you just watch as he floats away.
No!
That's it. And the other 2 are struggling in your grip, insisting that you let them go so that they can know peace, that they wish to follow behind Stonkmeyer and his works, etc. What do you do with them in the short term?
I got one under each arm. They're both like women, right?
They're both women, yes.
Yeah. I've got like a woman underneath each arm, and I'm just holding them as
He's
I
like-
come upstairs, I guess.
This is not how this fantasy was supposed to go.
Realize that I've got Alex like tied to a rope. And apologize.
This is the worst beer commercial ever.
And Alex will untie the rope from his own waist and offer to start tying the 2 people down to these chairs, what's ever left of them.
Yep.
So over the course of the next few minutes, going through the contents of this room, I mean, Lucius, you already know where most of the provisions and things are kept.
Yeah.
Stonkmeyer himself, he's dressed in the same cloth and silver robes. He has a pair of the glue boots on. and 2 other magic items that you find. One is his last Pearl of Fireball that he did not get to use in the first encounter. And the second is a gnome-sized cod piece that allows you to cast spells in a magic dampening environment without having to make a check. So it's a good thing you banished him, because he was going to banish you right back. So Alex, if you would like to put on Stonkmeyer's codpiece, you no longer have to make checks to cast a spell.
Absolutely. You want to do that, Alex. Wear his
I really wish I had prestidigitation right now.
Lucius is willing to cast that spell for you, Alexander.
Thank you. And Alex is wearing it outside over his silver robes.
Okay.
Of course he is.
Oh, no. The magic doesn't work if you wear it on the outside of your robe. It's a codpiece. It also requires attunement. So this might be the first one I've ever given out a magical codpiece.
That surprises me for some reason.
Other than that, a lot of books and things up here that you already had known about.
Well, I mean, Alex has got work to do, right?
Got a lot of work to do.
So I guess the rest of it, can I borrow your bag of holding and I'll just start hoovering up all the books.
Yeah.
I mean, it's why we got into this mess anyway. Might as well not leave empty-handed.
Okay.
By the way, we're charging overtime. Yes.
Yeah,
I know.
I will do everything in my power.
Like I know you wanted to do this pro bono for some brownie points, but this got a little away from us.
No, this got a little out of hand. Yeah.
Contra Iro Shell. Yeah.
Yeah, shell without air.
Yeah. No. It's words. I get it.
Let's. Does this even get to the top 3 or 5 weirdest things that you guys have been through in this campaign?
Oh, it's up there.
It's
Definitely
really up
is.
there.
You got stuck in a time loop. You met Robot God. You went to Sigil.
We met Google. Didn't meet a robot god.
Met Google. You met D&D Wikipedia.
The god of all knowledge, Google.
So you're no longer in any kind of time constraint. There are lots of provisions up here. It doesn't take long to figure out how they work. There's so much coffee.
Once I have the cod piece, I can create food and water too. So
Okay.
Also,
I mean, that wasn't a problem to begin with, but anyway. So
so I take it Alex is going to keep all this dehydrated coffee where he can have coffee anywhere, anytime, right?
Kidding? This is amazing. I need to get a decanter of endless water to go with it.
You're watching the women, right?
Yeah, I'll watch them.
Where do you have them tied up, Gus?
To the chairs that are left down here.
Okay. There is just brokenness and despair in these women. They don't understand why you're leaving them alive. There's no chance of getting back to Dunfoss. Anyway, they're not acting like you're doing them any measure of kindness.
You're Gus is gonna have a real talk with him. He's like, listen, I lost a lot of people I love too, but killing myself wouldn't have made them happy. You've got to live for the people that can't do it anymore. You've got to continue to go on. You can't just give up.
And they find your arguments unpersuasive.
When we get back to Dunfoss, who knows? Maybe you'll find something else to live for. I'm not just gonna let you kill yourselves.
So, we still need to alter the trajectory. We still need to fire. So, firing the rockets, Alex.
Yeah.
Now that you have access to this control panel, it's going to be a simple matter of setting it up, setting a timer, and then waiting for the timer to go out.
All right, so I have 3 things I want to try and research before we get started.
Sure.
This show and games. A, Does my gun produce recoil?
I mean, what's more fun for you?
But it does.
It's a magic gun, so.
So my gun has infinite ammo. I have a tireless badger. If I were to aim the gun out the door, and have Scrappy pull the trigger every 6 seconds, would I be able to appreciably change the course of this rocket?
What does Kerbal Space Program say?
The difficulty there, like, technically, yes. The difficulty would be, like, you remember that scene from The Martian where, like, he wants to cut a hole in his glove?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, when he's Iron Man.
The impossibility of having control over...
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll work, but... You basically need to do like 1 hour of calculation per shot that you're trying to fire. It's going to be the limiting factor. As a last ditch like Hail Mary course correct once you're already moving down, or if you just want to launch yourself out into interstellar space from your current orbit.
Yeah, if I'm just done. I'm tired of this planet.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
My own planet needs me.
Before.
All right, B. Do I think the air shield that keeps the air in here will survive the compression against the aereo shell?
Something was providing some measure of protection as you came through it the first way. And remember, there were at least two positions on the tower that were just open to the outside during the launch. I'm going to say it'll take a day of like researching and experimenting with the shell to get a definitive answer to that question.
Can I make an Arcana for that?
Is that what we're doing? We're going to spend the next day taking care of that?
Unless someone else has something else they want to figure out.
Gus, we previously kind of like mapped out the surface of Trennis, right? That was something we previously did. Like we kind of got that because we found those storm clouds and stuff.
I was in the impression that Alex had started doing that, but I mean, this is only your 4th day up here. If you want to finish that task, it's going to take another couple of days. But there's nothing pressing you for time anymore.
It'll probably take me another couple of days to work out getting us down, Gus. So take the cartographer's kit and have fun.
Gus, are you proficient with cartographer's tools?
No.
Gus could try to trace a pretty picture of it. It's really up to you guys how long you want to spend up here at this point.
With the cod piece, can I recover magic features without having to roll?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I got a ton of flashes of genius. This will be easy. So yeah, I'll spend the first day trying to work out if the shell that keeps air in will prevent us from burning up on re-entry, basically.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
A 19.
So having access to Stonkmeyer's schematics and doing some experimentation with the shell is made of breathable air. That's kind of just wrapped around the tower. And the air that you have is a finite resource. When it runs out, the shell itself will be too tenuous and will dissipate. That process, though, is going to take much longer than the 3 years than the orbit would decay. You don't know how much air you have left in the tower, but the shell around the tower is generating more breathable air through some sort of magic that Stonkmeyer set up. If you were to leave right now, because Stonkmeyer jettisoned a whole bunch of your air just a couple of days ago, probably the shell would burn up, but if you give it a couple days to regenerate, you think you'll be okay.
And then the last idea I have, so now that we're quite well aware of the dangers and the pressure and the forces of the aereo shell, can I invent a parachute?
The limiting factor there is going to be getting material to make it out of.
Oh my god!
We've got... we've got all of these robes, and I can produce any type of kit I want out of my bag. I'm kind of sad I sold all that silk now.
Oh, I thought you still had all that.
No, I
You don't-
sold it.
Do you have all that material that we took from the
Oh, that's right. I do have a bolt of cloth from that guy.
I don't know if a bolt's gonna do it. But...
Now,
Well, we have the
What-
bolt. We have robes.
what
I
a-
can make
what
a
a-
sewing kit.
would a cloth parachute? I mean, cloth of silver has silver in it, silver threads. But well, like, would a cloth?
I'm not going to
parachute...
stop the entire tower. I just need to stop all the. I just need it to be big enough to carry the inhabitants. The tower's going to crash. I can't stop this thing. This thing weighs tons. I'm going to build a steel cage for all of us and push it out the door after we've burnt off most of the aereo shell.
Yeah,
slow fall right now.
you can craft a parachute.
Okay, that's what Alex will spend his time doing.
Put your engineering degree to work. So,
A parachute and a big steel cage with chairs in it.
do we want to complete the map as well before?
Yeah.
I think we should, because that
We
was.
got to let the air recover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that going to take longer than a week?
I'll say the minimum you guys could leave would be 3 days. That's how long it's going to
Okay.
take to work out all the kinks of this parachute. But during that time, somebody's going to have to go and move the rockets.
I can spider climb you.
How difficult of a task is this going to be? Like, how precise?
So you had actually gotten a good look at these rockets because you were down in the basement room underneath the foundation of the tower. So you know how big they are. There are these big metal cylinders. And you're thinking that each one will have to be adjusted in a particular way. And it's probably going to be a strength athletics check for each. As for how difficult, it's impossible to tell until you actually get down there and try. Or send Scrappy down there and try.
Do we think Scrappy can make that kind of precise adjustment?
Providing Scrappy can follow directions, but Scrappy is not going to be able to adapt to complications that might arise once he's down there.
Yeah, let's send Gus.
I told you, Connor. I told you. What did I say?
Well, look, I'll give you spider climb. You don't have to deal with the stupid sticky boots.
That's fine.
just
I
walk.
just knew it was going to be me. That's all.
But you said you stuck your head outside there, and it what?
It's
How long can you hold your breath?
about 3.5 minutes, maybe. How fast? I forget. How fast do you actually die? Do you die it immediately?
No, you start making Constitution saving throws.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So
So yeah, if you pass out, we'll reel you in.
Oh,
So-
no, you know what? Never mind. I'm sorry. You do not start making Constitution saving throws. At the start of the next turn, after you're out of minutes, you immediately drop to 0 hit points.
and then you start making. Yeah.
And then you start making death saves.
Right.
So I guess you do start
Okay.
making saving throws. Now,
But-
Gus, here's the good news.
Okay.
Again, you don't have any time constraints here. If Stockmeyer were alive, he would know that you're down there messing around with stuff, and he might just turn the rockets on for funsies. You could go out and move one, then come back into the ship. You don't have to move all 4 at once.
Right.
You're probably going to have to do some measure of resting and recuperating between attempts anyway.
So we needed to move 4. We need to make a parachute and a cage, and we need to make a map. So 4 days for all of it.
I would say a minimum of 3 days. If you want the map, we're going to add... I'm going to say a minimum of another 4 days, because you're orbiting the world, and you have to work on this as you're orbiting. You only have access to half of the world at any given time. So if you wanted to stay a full week, you could get everything done comfortably, and that would...
Just
Gus, I'll say you can take a short rest to recuperate enough to go out again after a spacewalk.
okay.
After you've taken a short rest, though, you're done for that day. Then you're going to need a long rest before you can make another attempt. It's way too physically demanding for you to go, like, just take a quick breath and hop out and hop back in.
So you're saying go, come back, take a short rest, go again, but then I'm done.
Then you're done for the day. After that,
You can sit in a chair and draw maps with me.
exactly. Yeah.
Give me some
Who
credit.
is watching the women while Gus is
We should
Very
have
okay.
shifts.
okay?
Like I think does Lucius mind doing that?
No,
you
not
might
at
be
all.
able to. You might actually be able to talk him into not wanting to die. You have the best chance of that.
I mean, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do, but I might be able to talk him down. Sure.
Are you going to focus some energies on that over the course of the next week?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me 2 persuasion checks, charisma persuasion. What argument are you using? Because Gus made this kind of general appeal to, you've got so much to live for, it's a big wide world. Are you going in a different direction, or is that what we're carrying on with?
Lucius is going to approach it as basically half and half. The first half is going to be, you are doing something right now that no one has ever done, and you are going to live to tell this tale.
You could also go the spite angle.
So
I'm not going to go the spite angle.
like you've had the adventure of a lifetime, less than a handful. Like you're going to go back having done something that no wizard in Tylestis Apt has done. Kind of.
Yeah,
They're gonna have-
That's how Lucius.
You're having a Sid Highwind moment.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
What's the other half of the argument?
The
I
other
put-
half is. Oh, go ahead, Destil.
Can I put enhanced ability charisma on Lucius?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then I'll just take advantage on everything. My other argument is that because you're having this adventure of a lifetime, there's going to be so many opportunities for the future
Okay.
that yeah.
Go ahead and make these 2 checks with advantage from enhanceability.
Hmm. Okay, that's a 29 on the first one,
Okay.
and that's a 24 on the second.
You don't know to what degree you persuaded them, but you seem to have... Like, you're fairly convinced now you could undo their ropes and they wouldn't follow through with their suicide.
Okay.
They're not super excited about what's happening. You don't think they'd be much use as far as putting them to work for your escape plan, but
No.
you seem to have convinced them. Like, the process of undoing the brainwashing has... You've made some good strides for the first week.
That's good.
You've also learned their names from before. Alpaca Macadamia Nuts, her real name is Marcy, and Cow Cotton's real name is Patch.
Marcy, Patch, I'm Lucius Udoc, and it is a pleasure to finally meet you.
Oh, they're still going to keep calling you Donkey Biscuit.
Absolutely not.
Way better
Wait.
name.
Wait. Donkey Biscuit?
I don't want to talk about it.
Was that Stockhammer's idea or yours?
That was Stonkmeyer's idea.
So at the end of the week, you can go ahead and add to your inventory sheet that you have a map of Trennis. To actually go ahead and give me a dexterity cartographer tools check, Alex. You can make this add advantage if Gus is assisting you during his time off.
Sure.
Yep. I'm gonna
Give
go
me
ahead
the
and put
crayon.
+5 on this. Yeah, we're totally signing Gus's name, and then I double proficiency bonus for tools. So sorry, they don't actually have that written down. 8